That is a very bronze whiskey.
Welcome back to Thrifty Whiskey. I'm Josh.
I'm Keith.
And I'm Eric.
And we're curious to know what's inside this glass. So I guess we'll just have to find out later. But Joyce can tell you right now.
Today you were drinking Sazerac Rye. Sazerac Rye is a straight rye whiskey from the Buffalo Trace Distillery. Sazerac Rye's origins began in the 1800s at the Sazerac Coffee House, one of many saloons veiled as a coffee house which lined the streets of New Orleans. It was at this coffee house where customers were served drinks made with rye whiskey and bitters. This was the beginning of America's first branded cocktail, the Sazerac. This whiskey comes in at 90 proof. We paid $28 for our bottle, with it usually costing around $30. As always, your prices may vary. Enjoy!
Little for you, little for you, me, little for you. That's very little. Here, I'll try to divvy this up a little bit and steal from Eric a little bit.
Steal from yourself.
I will.
You jerk.
Also a little for me and back to you.
Thank you.
Let's go ahead and see what's going on here.
Leather.
Yeah. And fresh leather.
A good fresh leather? I was going to say like an aged leather.
No, I'm fresh leather. Okay, it has a fresh note to it. Maybe it's not the leather note.
Yeah, okay.
Leather is definitely very strong. Leather and tobacco.
I'm getting grassy notes.
I'm getting some sort of like note that I associate with whiskeys that have herbal notes. It's not herbal.
Hibiscus?
I don't know. I'm not very familiar with those kind of, like the hibiscus and like those kind of notes.
I'm getting like a funky melon.
I'm getting hibiscus, that's why I said it. I can see the melon.
And cotton candy.
I don't see that. I will give you melon.
Maybe it's like the sugariness that I'm getting.
Okay. Leathery, melony.
I don't know who
grassy.
Melanie is.
I know a few Melanies.
You do?
Yeah. I have a cousin Melanie.
Oh, okay.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and take a drink.
Same.
It's almost watered down.
It's very dry.
Yes. It's dry, but it tastes like it's like...
I do agree with you on the watered down, but it tastes very dry.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know. I
Like
expected...
it tastes like it should have more.
Just a little bit. I think just a little bit more. Not much more, but just a tad bit more than it had.
I want more punch out of this.
Yeah.
Unlike the one we tasted earlier that had so much punch that I felt like it needed to be reduced.
So the one we're referring to is Melcorn a couple of episodes ago. We'll go ahead and point it right there. That one, it punched me, but it probably for me it was not expected.
Mm-hmm.
I just wasn't expecting because it was such a light looking whiskey.
Right. This one was such a dark looking whiskey that I was expecting more punch out of it than what I'm getting.
Should we start doing this blindfolded?
I don't want to do it literally blind.
I hope we should probably start using plastic cups then.
Did you make Glencairns that are completely black?
No.
Like black glass?
No, because I don't think the color alters our
everything is.
But smelling it is going to give me the same kind of anticipation as maybe the look. Usually. I might also be judging my smell off of the look too.
It's sweet. It's got this like herbally notes, not quite fruit, but yeah, like some maybe hibiscus.
I was gonna say I'm definitely getting hibiscus on the palate.
Passion fruit?
Yeah, I definitely wanna
give
this one a couple drops.
Kind of remove the nose, made it super non-present.
See, I'm not getting the leather or the melon anymore, but I still get grass.
A little more spice with the water. Actually, I think it tastes not as thin with a little water added.
See, I still think it tastes thin with the water added. I just think it takes away that floral and fruit and replaces it with more spice.
No, but I actually felt like it was more viscous. They just slightly more viscous.
No, I disagree. But to each their own. I do like the finish better without the water.
Overall, I don't think the water didn't change it a whole lot.
No, the water didn't change it a whole lot.
It, like a 5% difference. I do like this.
Yeah,
Dude.
I do.
I think there's some level of the herbally note reminds me of it's herbally, but it also kind of reminds me of fruit. It's got fruit herbal fruit.
Yeah.
I like fruit notes. I've learned that. That's what I've learned in my whiskey.
I do like fruit notes.
I like fruit notes, especially if they're like very bold fruit notes.
I tend to like non-citrus fruit notes better.
Yes, berry fruit notes more.
But I love citrus on the regular.
It's like some sort of tropical fruit that I'm just not placing.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like a passion fruit or a dragon fruit or a star fruit or
Peach Jolly Rancher, or maybe some sort of the smell of one, not taste necessarily.
No.
It's not candy enough. It's not sugary enough to be a Jolly Rancher.
Yeah.
But there's like some sort of peach or melon candy.
peach rings.
Pawpaw.
Yeah, pop.
Peach rings.
No, that's too sugary.
Okay.
It's a fruit that's native to this area.
Okay.
That's like weirdly tropical.
But native to Pennsylvania.
But yeah, native to Pennsylvania and Ohio, West Virginia maybe.
I've heard of it, but I've never had one.
Yeah, I've heard of a pawpaw, but I don't know what it is. I was starting to rate some ratings. I'm giving this a 4 in the nose.
I'm giving it a 3.5. I like the melon. I like the sweet, leathery tobacco aromas we were getting. It was a good mix, but nothing that really blew me away.
I'm giving it a 3.5 as well for pretty much the same reasons. It was solid, but not like spectacular.
I'm giving the palate a 3.5. I give it it's a step down because I think the nose is my favorite part, but closely followed by the palate. The palate's pretty good. So I'm giving it 3.5. Just the fruit notes, the herbally notes.
For me, the palate steps down. I'm going to go with a 3. I thought it tasted watered down from my very first impression. I was expecting a lot more punch, and it was a lot more soft than I had expected from the nose.
Keeping it right at 3.5 for the palate as well. It did taste watered down, but I liked the notes. If it hadn't tasted watered down, I think this would have been a 4.5. But that watered down quality to it just didn't do it for me.
And then finish, I gave it a 3.
Finish, I thought was well timed. I found a little bit of caramel. I found a little bit of brown sugar, something that was not expected from the palate. So I felt that it was well timed. Caramel, brown sugar, mixed well, surprised me. I'm going 3.5.
Yeah, I thought the finish was a step down. So this is where I stepped down and gave it a 3. For pretty much the same reasons.
All right, so we're gonna go on to guesses. So we're guessing what kind of whiskey this is, what the proof is, what we think retail price is, and then how much we would pay for it.
Canadian, 82 proof.
82?
82.
82 proof.
So you're out.
I'm gonna say this retails for 20. I would pay 16.
Okay, I'm going Canadian as well. 86 proof. 18 retail. I'd buy it for 14.
All right. I'm going rye, 45 proof, $20.
I'm gonna go with not 45 proof. There.
45. Sorry, 45. 90 proof. I wrote 45%. 90 proof. 90 proof.
We knew what he meant.
I would pay $20, but I'm guessing it costs 25, which has been a frequent guess of mine. Let's find out what is going on here.
I think I should have said 84 proof.
Sazerac.
This is Sazerac Rye.
Wow.
That's much better than a Canadian.
Yes.
Although I did give it good ratings for Canadian.
So this bottle, before we even dive into everything else, is a highly sought after bottle of rye whiskey because it comes from the Buffalo Trace Distillery and is key to a Sazerac cocktail.
We are obviously wrong. It's not Canadian.
Right. And I'm highly surprised by this because I know typically Sazerac notes are anise and clove. I know the bottle that I had at home, I picked up anise and clove. And here, nowhere did anyone say anise or clove.
No, but
I can see the anise.
I did think that this whole time it tastes like a rye whiskey. And I was like,
I said grassy. I should have known it was rye.
well, we also said grassy for wheated bourbons. Sazerac Rye, it's a straight rye whiskey. Actually, I think it's a straight Kentucky rye. Nope, just straight rye whiskey. It is 90 proof. There's no age statement. It's said to be 4 to 6 years old. Distillery is Buffalo Trace. You paid $28 for it.
Yes.
And the general price is about $30. And then the only other notes I have to say is that it used to carry a 6-year age statement, and it can be very hard to find. So even though it is a budget bottle, it is MSRP is below $30 or at $30. It can be really hard to get your hands on it because it's a Buffalo Trace product. So as far as who wins that,
You.
I did.
Yeah.
Any notes on it?
So I'll give you the ratings first. Distiller gave this an 87, Whiskey Advocate an 88, Wine Enthusiast a 91, Tastings.com a 91. And then the most common tasting notes are clove for the nose, clove, rye, spice, vanilla, pepper, caramel, zest, and fruit. Palate, sweet, cinnamon, pepper, spice, fruit, and caramel. And then finish, spice, sweet, pepper, and oak. No like herbal notes though.
No. This is different from typical rye notes.
Well, I said herbal early because I was smelling it, and to me it smelled like a red whiskey because of the herbal notes. Like these herbal notes I'm smelling, maybe it's the hibiscus, I don't know. That particular note I was smelling is what I associate with rye whiskey, which is why I guess rye whiskey.
Yep.
I was concerned it was going to be a Canadian product though, just because Canada does use a lot of rye.
That's why I was okay saying Canadian, because that is a note that I tend to get from Canadian whiskeys, is that rye.
So I know you're a huge Sazerac fan.
Yes,
Are you disappointed by this? What happened here?
No, not really. I'm surprised, but not disappointed. I still rated it good. I think my average is a 3.5.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's...
Yeah, you like ryes based on what we've
I do
talked
like
about.
ryes based on what I've discovered while doing this show.
We'll see what happens to this bottle. We are, I think, one whiskey away from having a rye flight. That'll be interesting to do. Overall, though, I do like this whiskey. I would drink it. Because it's a hard to find bottle, I'm not chasing this bottle.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would probably, if I found this bottle for 30 or 28, absolutely would buy it. I don't know that I would go chasing it though, so I'm never gonna have it.
If you're not chasing and looking at this bottle, it's probably gonna be hard for you. There are some states that seem to have an abundance of allocation in like Buffalo Trace, Eagle Rare, and Sazerac, which great for you. Congrats. But for those of us who have a hard time getting it, I just don't think it's worth it. It's not worth the chase. Now, as you like cocktails, this is meant for cocktails.
Yeah, and I definitely want to try the Sazerac cocktail itself.
Well, that's all I have to say. Let us know what you think of this whiskey. Let us know if you've done it blind, if it's been comparable to other whiskeys, or if it's like went out in your flights. Be very curious to know that as we look forward to doing our own. You can also talk to us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Thrifty Whiskey. I will put a link down to Drizly if I can find one, if there is one. I would not be surprised if there is not one, and if there is one, it may be
Sold out.
maybe higher price than what you may be wanting to pay. But I'll try to put the link down below if I can. And if you want to listen to us on the go, or listen to other cool podcasts from the Pittsburgh area and Jacksonville, Florida area, you can find those and us and those over at podhubnetwork.com. And until next time, may the winds of fortune sail you.
May you sail a gentle sea.
May it always be the other guy who says,
This drink's on me.